Hello, and welcome to the Tea and a Butty podcast with me, Dominic.
And me, Erica.
And today we're going to be talking about Harry and Megs going it alone.
Oh, God.
They're quitting, everyone. They're getting out of here.
I know for some people this is a very controversial subject.
It's a controversial subject. People are up it. Oh.
And for other people...
There was ructions, there was.
And for other people, they do not care.
They really just do not care about what's going on with them, and they don't want to know, and they don't care. Mm-hmm. But for other people, like Buckingham Palace and Royal Watchers, ructions there was. Ructions!
What are ructions?
It's ructions, like drama. Drama!
Oh my God.
The drama. So anyway, if you haven't heard...
So much drama, it makes you speak in a Welsh accent.
So much drama it is. Could not help it. Well, I mean, he is Harry Wales, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's connected to the Prince of Wales, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you haven't heard the news, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, a.k.a. Harry and Meghan, are stepping back as senior royals.
And what does that mean?
Well, what does it mean?
What does that mean exactly? Yeah.
Do you want me to read out their statement in full?
Okay, sure. Read the statement first.
It's okay. After many months of reflection and internal discussions, we have chosen to make a transition this year in starting to carve out a progressive new role within this institution. We intend to step back as senior members of the royal family and work to become financially independent, while continuing to fully support Her Majesty the Queen. It is with your encouragement, particularly over the last few years, that we feel prepared to make this adjustment. We now plan to balance our time between the United Kingdom and North America, continuing to honour our duty to the Queen, the Commonwealth, and our patronages. This geographic balance will enable us to raise our son with an appreciation for the royal tradition into which he was born, while also providing our family with the space to focus on the next chapter, including the launch of our new charitable entity. We look forward to sharing the full details of this exciting next step in due course, as we continue to collaborate with Her Majesty the Queen, the Prince of Wales, the Duke of Cambridge, and all relevant parties. Until then, please accept our deepest thanks for your continued support. Peace out, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
So... we want to work to become financially independent. What is he going to go get a job in Asda
No,
or what?
That's the worst thing about it. Everybody's going, oh, well, how is he going to do that?
It's not him. She wants to get back into acting.
Well,
she wants...
everybody's quick to blame her for this.
No, she thought...
I think. But
because
I don't
it's her. Because if he wanted to become financially independent, if he wanted to step back as a senior royal,
he wouldn't
he could have done ages ago.
He could have done, but he's always kind of wanted to do it. But he thinks, oh, I can do it now without too much fuss.
I think it's her.
I mean, yes, she wants to get out of it too, because it's like the media spotlight. You know, this is something...
She thought marrying a prince was going to up her profile. She was going to get so many acting jobs. She was going to be an A-list actress.
No.
She didn't realize that you don't get to act anymore. Guess what? You're a princess now. You've got other duties. No, I really believe that. She thought, oh, yes, I'm going to marry a prince. I'm going to up my profile. It'll be so fabulous.
Up my profile on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, my Instagram game's going to be so good after this.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's not that. I don't think it's true that she wasn't really thinking about what she was getting into, I think, in a little way.
No, that's very obvious, I think.
You know, she thought, like, I'm going to marry him and, you know, we're not going to have that much thing. It'll just be like, oh, you know, I'll have some celebrity, but enough that I want.
Oh, I'll get to go to balls. She thought this was a freaking one of her Hallmark films that she's been in.
A Princess for Christmas.
She thought, oh, it was going to be great.
Well, she was in a Hallmark film, wasn't she?
Yes.
Meghan Markle in the Hallmark film.
Yes.
Hallmark!
If you didn't catch our previous podcast about Hallmark films, go back and listen to Tuesday's episode.
Yes, go back and listen to it. But no, I think it's it's not totally her, because I mean, if she wanted to do...
No, it is.
If she wanted to do this, and he didn't, he'd be like, okay, then you go ahead and divorce me then and do whatever you want to do, but that's not what we're going to do. But he's wanted to get away from the whole rigmarole. He's bored by the ceremonial, that's what they think.
They all are.
Well, they all are, but that's what it's like, oh, we're on different paths. You know, when he said about him and William, we're on different paths right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, yeah, he wants to get away from all
We're on different paths. William's going to be a king and I'm going to get bupkis.
Well, no, he's going to
I'm married to some freaking actress that nobody in America ever heard of until I married her.
It's a little bit Wallace and Edward. Of this generation's Wallace and Edward.
Yeah.
It is a little bit like that because it's like, what are
Except
they going to do
the
now?
Nazis.
They're cutting themselves off. Well, without the Nazis, yes.
Although there was that time he wore that Nazi costume.
He'll thank you for bringing that one up. No, I mean, he's never really wanted to do it. He's always been, to put it, the spare, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, William was in line, and now William's had kids. He's had a boy, George, and, you know, not boy George, but, you know. He's had George.
Boy George.
He has boy George to do the to succeed him after he goes off the throne. But no, William's just like Harry's just getting out of it. I mean, he wants to go between North America and Britain, and there's so many people going, well, they're all about their carbon footprint. So how's that going to work? And where they're going to become financially independent. So how are they going to fund this life between
He's going to get a job in
states
Asda, and she's going to move back to Hollywood and start her big career because she's married to Prince Harry.
Harry's going to get a job on the pizza counter at Asda. Yes. Okay, that's really what everyone wants. It's like, oh, Harry at the pizza counter. Oh,
No,
what a bastard.
This is it. They're going
Didn't give me enough pepperoni, did he, Harry?
They're going to move back to Hollywood. And they're gonna contact Lisa Vanderpump and see if they can if they can get jobs at Sir or at Tom Tom, and then she'll just get on there. She'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm working on my acting career, but I'm just waiting tables."
Married a prince, but it's like he just decided he wasn't about that life. He wasn't about that life, so he just came over here.
Complaining because they didn't get an invite to Jax and Brittany's wedding.
Jax and Brittany take Kentucky. No, what it is they're going to become like Wallace and Edward now.
Yeah,
they're going to become like if they really go through this and the Queen can't, because the Queen is Buckingham Palace is reportedly upset over all this, and they're looking for a solution to it, and they're asking her stuff. Let's try and work with them. Let's try and not do this.
Yeah.
But if they really want to go through with this, it's going to be kind of like, okay, they're going to be cut kind of out of the family.
They should be. They should be. No, you can't have
He doesn't want to cut himself out of the family. He's like, I fully support her and everything.
We're just going
to be financially independent. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to do this.
No, I know.
You know, and
I know everybody online's like, yeah, financially independent. Yes.
No, because the thing is, if he tries to get a job, it'll be, you know, like a job in, like, I don't know, the private sector, whatever, you know, there's going to be a conflict of interest there.
Well, no, they say...
I mean, people will give him a job because, of who his family is.
Right.
They'll give him a job and they'll be like, oh, yes, put in a good word with Granny now, won't you? You know, because, you know, we can get some kind of, like, kickback out of this.
Basically, what they want to have...
But that's... He won't want that.
Basically, they want to have their cake and eat it, too. And if I was the palace, I'd be like, see ya. Have fun in Hollywood, Harry.
Yeah, no, what he's going to do... Vegas. What they're going to do is they're going to end up, like, going on the Cafe Society, hanging out with the trendy people, having homes in LA and homes in, you know, London. And, you know, just, shuttling between them like Wallace and Edward did, you know, shuttling between New York and France.
And it makes me really sad. Because I like
And then
Harry.
they'll be doing gaudy TV appearances and cameos on Vanderpump Rules and stuff because they can. Because we're not senior royals anymore. But it's like, oh, there he is. There's Prince Harry. And, you know, yeah, I'm sure William's like, oh, God. You know, when I become king, he's out. He's gone.
Well, I mean, sorry, but... I like Harry, but bye. I never liked
Bye,
her.
Harry. Goodbye, Harry.
I never liked her. I'm sorry.
Lisa's husband Ken will say, goodbye, Harry and Meghan.
Bye, Meghan. Bye.
Bye. But yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's been coming for a while. I've
it's been coming since they got together.
Well, even before that,
She's
Harry's
very,
always been
like,
kind of like, whoa, you know,
well,
William's been very straight and down to earth, and it's like, you know, he's always been the Princess Margaret to William's Elizabeth, you know.
Yeah.
William and Kate, they are prepared for this. They are, you know, if Charles said, you know what, if Charles died or whatever, and the Queen died, and, you know, he was, you know, next in line to the throne, William's like, well, I'm in there, you know, I'm doing it. You know?
I mean, I get it. He's not going to be king, so nothing that he is going to do, well, or that he ever has done or ever will do, is going to be that important.
He's a senior royal, though. He's still a senior royal.
Yeah, which means he's got to meet leaders of other countries and stuff, right? I mean, Princess Anne goes and...
Yeah, but if he's stepping back from being a senior royal, he's basically doing what Prince Andrew did and getting rid of his duties.
No, that's what I mean. He wants to still be, like, invited to things if they would like to invite him. But he doesn't want to have to do things, which is not right.
The financial independence will be, doing cameos and interviews and all that kind of stuff.
No, it's going to be their charity, whatever charity they're setting up. And I never understand how...
Well, no, they won't be able to make money off of that.
People do, though. And I'm not sure how that works. But, yeah, people do make money by setting up charities and foundations.
Well, there's talk of, like... Oh, well, he's got considerable savings from the inheritance he had of Diana's estate.
Yeah.
And she's got money from her acting. And so they'll be fine.
Her acting.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm sure the royalties...
Raise your hands if you're listening, if you've ever seen the show Suits, or if you ever watched any of her Hallmark films, which I think there were only one or two.
I'm sure now that she's a princess and her profile's raised up, the royalties are coming in quite nicely.
Oh, God.
From that.
It's embarrassing.
So she is making a little bit of money off of it now, but whereas before she wasn't.
But can you imagine being the royal family, who are quite private, really? I mean, I know you can say, Andrew and Fergie,
and more Andrew.
Margaret, and, you know, they've had scandals and stuff in the past. But for the most part, for being a royal family, they're fairly private people, really.
Well, allegedly, this is reportedly from correspondence and everything, you know, the Queen, and they didn't run this statement by them before they went out with it.
Yeah,
and they're like
horrendous.
Freaking out right now because they're just like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
And, you know, there's people going, well, I don't think you can totally blame it all on her.
Well, no, I mean, he's agreed to it, obviously.
He's agreed to it. It's not like she's doing it at gunpoint, you know.
Like, she might be. You don't know. She is American, after all.
Well, yes, that's what everybody's like. Oh, she's American. She's doing it. She's doing her own thing. Innovation. Oh, yeah. She wants to. Downton Abbey. You know.
What?
Freaking Shirley MacLaine on Downton Abbey. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Shut
up, Andy Cohen.
She wants to raise her family. She wants to have her babies and, like, raise them like normal. Okay, great. She shouldn't have married a prince then. Basically, she thought she was going to come in and, like, make changes to the way that all of this worked. And they were just like, no. And so now she's like, well, we quit then.
If she is the brains behind this, let's look at this from a hypothetical view. If she is the brains behind this whole thing, then, you know, their first thing is like, starting to carve out a progressive new role within this institution, which means... We're being progressive. We're shaking up the royal family. This is what we're going to do. Isn't that right, Harry? We're going to shake this up.
Yeah.
You know, time for change. It's like, it's not going to change.
No, it hasn't changed
hardcore
for how
people
long, you know?
Still there who have been, you know, they fathered sons. You know, like, this is like all the palace servants and everything, and private secretaries and everything. They fathered sons, they fathered daughters, and they've instilled it into them to keep the tradition alive, you know. So it's like if someone comes up to you and is all like, yeah, drinking, smoking, yeah, being hip, Instagram, we need to do all this. They're like LA types who are like, oh, you know, like,
yeah,
we need to do this. We need to sit on our beanbags and come up with vegan stuff. It's just like, it's just like, oh, we need to drink our juices. We need to drink our juices, and all this kind of health guru crap. They're just going to be
with the tea. Get rid of the tea and sugar and cream.
Get rid of the tea and cream, and we need this juice. We need to cleanse. All this crap. It's like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're running into a brick wall with that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people in Britain who will be into it, but it's like, with the royal family, nah. They're going to try and stay the same as they have done for centuries.
Yeah. I mean, you can modernize to a point, but yeah, the point of the royal family, because obviously the queen has no real control over anything anymore.
No, she doesn't. It's a ceremonial thing.
It's ceremonial. They're head of
state, and they're handy to be heads of state, because then the prime minister gets out of having to meet the ambassador of Bahrain or whatever, and the United Arab Emirates, the ambassador of, Andorra or whatever, it's like, oh, you can go to that, Harry,
Yeah.
I don't have to go to that. You can do that. You can smooze for me. And they don't, it's boring. They don't want to do that because it's sitting there making polite conversation and then bitching about it behind their backs and, I
mean, they're
just,
they are living, they're living history.
Yes.
They are a tourist attraction. It's just like, it's all about tradition, and you're not going to modernize, and you can like I said, you can modernize to a point.
Yeah.
But then it's no longer traditional anymore. And the point of the royal family is to be traditional, to represent Britain's past. You know what I mean? That is why they exist, really.
They just don't know what they're doing at the moment. I think it is her, because I mean this.
I brought you around.
No, it is her to an extent. Yes, I mean I'm not saying it's totally him, but I mean it's unfair to blame it all on her influence, because there's that Tom Bradby ITV interview last year when they were out in Africa and they were doing it, and he goes, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "It's the first time anyone's asked me if I'm okay, so thank you for that." And no, I'm not. I'm not okay.
Because nobody cares if you're okay.
Well, no, and that's what it is. It's like
I'm not being insensitive there. I'm just being truthful. Nobody cares if she is okay. You know what I mean? Like, she chose that life. They didn't. They were born into it.
They were born into it, and she chose to marry him. Yeah. I mean, so it's like I can see her saying to him, let's just get out of here. Let's get away and let's have a normal life.
I think they represented that in the Lifetime movie about Harry and Meghan, actually.
Yes.
It's just like, we can run away. We can just live here in Africa, Yeah.
And it's like, no, I mean, he's going to have to give up his titles, I think. They might make him do that if he's really serious about this and he starts pissing off enough of the family. I
think that they won't want to do that unless it becomes absolutely necessary, because they're so popular. You know what I mean? Like, they at the moment are making the royal family look good. So I think that the royal family is not going to make them renounce their titles.
No.
Unless it becomes absolutely necessary. And, she has so far shown herself to be a fairly dramatic person with,
I suppose, I guess.
Just with things that have gone on.
Like, over here, the narrative is like, oh, they're racist towards her in Britain. They're racist, and they're having a go at her all the time.
And I can't.
And it's because she's American. And it's like, no, it's not. I mean, that just adds to it. Yes.
Well, no, they say that it's because she's black.
Anyone.
And I can't really comment on that because I have not seen British papers and stuff. Maybe they are saying racist things because
the Sun is that way though. No one listens to the Sun.
Yeah.
Britain, that's a tabloid. And it's like, if you report on what the Sun says over here, then you're not giving an accurate portrayal. I mean, I know it's a newspaper, but it's run by Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. It's the same as Fox News.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the drama with her dad, the fact that she, has done some of the things she's done.
The drama with her dad, they should have handled that better.
Yeah.
They should have taken him and giving him lessons on how to
off with his head.
Well, no, I'm talking about taking him and giving him
Threatened
lessons.
him within an inch of his life.
Yes, that sort of thing. But just like how to handle the press, because he doesn't know. He's just like, he's taking any journo comes up and goes, oh, my paper's going to offer you $5,000 for a story. And you'll be like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, no, don't take any money. Don't do any interviews. We'll look after you. You know?
But I mean,
but they didn't do that. So yeah, they
you can
drop the ball on that one.
You can blame someone's family. You can say, oh, well, her family's a bit crap or whatever. But I don't know how big her family is. But it seems like the only person she has anything to do with is her mom.
Yeah.
And to me, it says a little bit about a person, I mean, unless she's only got, a handful of family members, they can't all be bad. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, they're not all bad, no.
No, but apparently she doesn't really have anything to do with the majority of them. So to me, that says more about her. And I could be totally wrong. I mean, maybe they are a bunch of a-holes for all I know, We
don't know about that, though.
But to me, it says something about her as a person, that she doesn't have anything to do with her family except her mom. Rather than looking like, oh, well, no, it's not her, it's everybody else. It can't be everybody else, surely. That's my opinion. That's my 2 cents. Sorry, don't at me.
Well, I mean, I just think it's not all her.
I mean, I don't know. I had sort of like, I got like bad vibes.
You just, I guess, because she's an actress.
Because she's an actress, yeah.
And you felt like, oh, she's trying to act like a princess now. This is her ultimate role.
Kind of, I guess, maybe, yeah. There was that interview that they did. I guess it was to announce their engagement. And she kept talking. She was talking over him sometimes. And I'm like, no offense, but he's a prince. Like, you're just some actress nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah.
But I just felt like she was like, oh, this is my interview, I don't know. It is because she's an actress.
Well, no,
and nothing against actresses out there, because I'm sure there are some very nice actresses out there. But, they are a bit like, look at me type people, right? Or they wouldn't be going after the profession that they're going after. In many cases, not all, definitely.
Yes.
But I just definitely got that feeling from her. I think that Kate was a lot better vetted than William dated her a long time. William really dated her.
She came from money.
They got back together.
She was quite well bred, yes.
Well, no, I mean, she was better vetted. Like, well, yes. He knew her history, but she also knew what she was getting into because they dated for so long before they got married. Whereas Harry and Meghan didn't. That's not her fault. Unless she's was like pushing to get married. I don't know, but
I don't.
According
I
to
have no idea. I wasn't there.
You were. You were. According to what they say, I think their story anyway. He asked her to marry him, so. That was not her fault. The fact that they didn't get to know each other super, super well.
Harry and Megs.
The
Meghan.
Love
story.
And they didn't date, and he didn't bring her around as much as William and Kate, which they had a lot more opportunity because they went to school together. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, this just getting back to this thing, it's just... This is kind of like, yeah, I mean, it was going to happen. I mean, he's trying to separate himself from the family, I think, because of this whole Jeffrey Epstein, Prince Andrew debacle.
Oh, God.
It's not going away.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, maybe it's time to get out and just kind of like make it on my own so I can say I've made it on my own. And
yeah.
And Meghan's encouraging that because she's like, yeah, I can get back into acting, but it's like...
Maybe it's the... Yeah,
I mean, she's not going to get back into acting, though, because they're not going to offer her... They're going to let her come on Saturday Night Live. They're going to let her come on, I don't know, Vanderpump Rules. They're going to have her for a bit, and the novelty will wear off. They're not going to cast her as a lead in some show.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You never know. Personally, it would be weird to see her, like, on Saturday Night Live
Yes.
or something like that.
And you know
because-
what? Harry wants to become an actor too. Me and Harry can play a husband and wife in this fictionalized versions of ourselves.
She's gonna set him up an Instagram, and she'll run it and have him do stories and things. You know, they'll run
Yes.
polls. What
Yes.
do you guys think?
What do you guys think? Should I become an actress? Should I become an
Oh
actor?
my god, I don't know. I feel bad for William and Kate because
Well, ultimately, they're going to have to deal with whatever
Yeah.
they're going to do.
yeah. I mean, I can
There's talk of them moving to Canada.
Harry and Meghan.
Harry and Meghan, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I thought you meant William and Kate. I was like, oh, they're out too, are they? They're just like,
No, there's talk of them moving to Canada because they went on a Canadian trip recently, and she was all like, "Oh, Archie going, oh this," and she knows because she used to film there with Suits.
yeah,
Because a lot of the big LA Hollywood things are now filmed in Toronto.
yeah,
Because I guess it's cheaper there and it has enough of a big city vibe, you know.
yeah.
But, yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, really, find this financially independent thing, everyone's like, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen because they reportedly spent $2.4 million of the taxpayers' money renovating Frogmore Cottage, which is in Kensington Palace.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh, so you're not going to be there as much now. If you spent $2.4 million on that place and you're not going to really be there as, you know, you're not going to live there permanently.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, so what are they going to do?
Oh god. I don't know. Ultimately, I just hope this
There's going to be a
doesn't-
lot of scrutiny over them anyway. And I think the Queen will rein them in. They'll be like, yeah, listen, you can't step out of the bubble. I'm so sorry, but you can't do it. Because if we could, we'd all be doing it. you know?
Right. And that's the thing is I can 100% understand. Let's take Meghan out of the equation. I can 100% understand any and all of them not wanting that life anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't want this life. I don't want to be, I don't have to wave to everyone. I don't want to have to go in a car and dress in his bloody ceremonial uniforms
they're
and
constantly-
saluting and waving and saying, how are you, the ambassador? Yes.
They're constantly told what to do. They're told what to wear. They're told where to go, when to go there, when to be back. You know,
told what to say.
told what to say. Yeah,
No,
it's
they
just
are
like
told what to say.
it's like nobody wants that life. Who in their right mind would want that life?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, in America, there's still a fascination with the royal family.
Yeah, I mean,
but
look
it's
at how
like-
many people showed
it's
up
more of
at
like
their
a
weddings.
it's more like, as you say, like with what Meghan Markle thought it was going to be, like a Disney film, you know, a
Yeah.
Hallmark film. It's like, oh, this is going to be great, but it's like the reality of it is you are pretty much a prisoner.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not living that life.
We're not living that life.
So we don't
And-
care.
and it's like-
we just went to see them, you know? And I think that's, you know, I appreciate any of them for wanting to continue the tradition, wanting to, like, in quotation marks, do their duty, you know, because...
Do the duty, yes.
Because I can't imagine them wanting that life. And then, on the same sort of side of that, though, they don't know anything else. And Harry's, he's somewhere around my age, I think. You know, what is he going to do? How is he going to live any other sort of way?
Well, yes,
you know?
yes.
It's like he's gone off, he's had his little adventures and stuff like that, but then he ultimately goes back home and...
Well, yeah, he goes back home and he lives his life there,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, yeah, this is, I mean, that's what we're going to fully support Her Majesty and the royal family and everything, but it's like, yeah, if you're stepping back from senior royal duty, then you're basically getting out of the family business.
yeah.
And it's like, you're not invited to the family business corporate parties anymore.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get any of the perks anymore. You won't get your 20% discount at Harrods.
Yeah. You
You
don't
know?
get the company car.
You don't get
know?
the company car. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. The Prince of Wales's house pays for their public duty things. So it's like, yeah, they really are going to work on having to work on becoming financially independent.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's going to blow through those savings because they're going to need security. It's not like they can go, oh, okay, bye. You know, we're going to live a private life now. We don't need no security. It's like, Yeah, okay. Some nutter's gonna just come to your house and freaking shoot you then, or hold you for ransom because you're Prince Harry, you know? It's like it doesn't stop.
Yeah. Just because you decide to step down.
I think they think, like, we're just gonna get this for free. If we move to America, they'll want to lavish it on us. They'll give it to us for free because we've got the title.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's like, it's not going to work like that. They are going to want their money. You know, they're going to want you to do something for them.
I don't know. It makes me feel a little bit sick because I just hope that, you know, Harry waited a long time.
I think I know the solution to this. If they go through with this now, then me and you can take over their senior royal duties. We can go out there, Dominic and Erica, yeah.
Hey, I've been practicing that wave like my whole life.
Since you were in the beauty pageants. You're in there. You don't even know, you don't even need to be coached. We can just go out there and we can meet with the factory leaders and world leaders, and we can go and open a supermarket in Bognor Regis. We can do all of whatever
I'm pretty sure
they're doing.
I'm up for that life, actually.
We are about that life.
We are definitely about that life. I want to say
a thank you to Harry and Meghan, without whom it would be possible.
Yeah. I just hope that this doesn't ultimately hurt their relationship, because Harry, you know, he waited a long time to get married and have a kid, and he seems like he's genuinely happy with his decisions, you know.
Well, yes, yeah.
And, you know, he hasn't known any other kind of life. So it's going to be interesting to see this all play out. I don't know.
Well, yes. I mean, the Queen Buckingham Palace will see if it's what they truly want.
Yeah.
First.
Join us on Facebook, on our Facebook group. We're T-Buddy over there.
Yep.
And let's have a discussion about this.
Let's have a discussion about this. Yeah. Because I know you've got some thoughts on it yourself.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about
all
all
if you
this?
think we should take over their duties.
Yes. That's the most important thing that we want to know your opinions.
We can just step in, you know.
Oh my gosh. All right. I think we could continue talking about this for a while, but we better wrap it up. We're running late today.
Today.
You guys, we haven't been able to get back on track. I don't know about any of you.
It's a new year, new someone else.
New year, new you is not working so far, which is like, that's what maybe this is all about with them, is new year, new us. You know? Maybe it's just some kind of resolution that they're not going to keep like everybody else.
This decade we will be mostly living in Canada.
Oh my God. All right. Anything else to add?
I don't think so.
All right. Then you guys know what to do to support us. Like us, share us, give us a review, and do all the things. And as always, thank you so much for listening, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.